Welcome back. Here are the 10 ways to break into the business with no connections, no credits, and no money. How do you break into the business? I get this question every single day. I know how it feels to be in the dark. You have so much that you want to do, but you have no clue how to go about it. I was there too, and I figured out a way to get in through the side door. 5 years ago, my brother and I were in Rome. I wanted to go into the Basilica, but we only had a few minutes, and the line through heavy security was miles long. I went up to the front door, told them I left my phone inside, and talked us through the heaviest secured building in Europe. Sometimes the only way in is trying an unconventional approach. There are side doors everywhere. You just need to know where to look. So in this video, we'll be discussing 10 ways to get into the rooms with no connections, no money, and no credits. There are tons of stuff that you can do today to put yourself in a better position tomorrow. Number 1, attend industry meetups. When I moved to Chicago with absolutely no credits or connections, I immediately got to work. I Googled Chicago Filmmaker Meetup and found a bunch of independent and professionally produced industry get-togethers. One in particular was something called First Tuesdays, where once a month, Mike McNamara and the Midwest Independent Film Fest would bring a Midwest-made indie to the Landmark Theater. The place was packed with filmmakers and cinephiles. We'd do a fun Q&A with somebody from the film and retreat to a cocktail party. I learned so much and I got connected with a ton of filmmakers, which led to getting my foot in the door. People need a community to belong to, and actors are no different. If you don't see anything near you, create one yourself. Number 2, volunteer at a film festival in your area. Film festivals are desperate for volunteers. You'll get passes into screenings along with attending after parties and networking events. Nobody likes meeting strangers, I get it. But once you get started, you'll see 1, that no one likes it either, and 2, every single person you meet is a new connection, possibly leading towards something that will help your career. If your town doesn't have a film festival, start one. Number 3, email big casting directors simply stating you're happy to jump in anytime they need a reader. Not only will you get a whole day to hang out with the big CD, you'll also get to see just how many great actors come in and make huge mistakes. Seeing this side of the business will totally change the way you approach auditioning and your acting career as a whole. When you're familiar with the other side of the table, it shows. And the casting director loves that you're not just another self-absorbed actor. While you're there, be sure to stay cool, never ask for favors, and stay energized so the other actor doesn't suffer. If it's your first time with that casting director, it's okay to quietly leave your headshot and resume with you when you leave. Number 4, find indie film directors and ask to lend your services to beef up your resume. Location scouting, casting, crewing up, PR, it all helps, and they'll never turn down work in exchange for experience. Once they get to know you, it's more likely that you'd find a way into the movie somehow or be on their radar for the next project that they do. Number 5, when I got to the Midwest, I coasted around the entire Great Lake region, hitting casting calls for indie films that I found online. Don't be afraid to drive across the state to throw your hat into the ring. The more casting calls you hit, the higher the probability that you're going to book. Number 6, if you have a rep, take care of them. Even if I don't book anything that year, I always dish out something nice during the holidays. Make your rep love you, and they're going to be more inclined to push for you. Number 7, blast your stuff to casting directors. Send casting directors your headshot and resume with a short tidbit about you, what you've done, or what's ahead, and maybe something that proves that you know them and what they do. I'll say something like, I loved this season of Empire. You built an incredible cast. If there's anything that seems right for me, I'd love to show you what I can do. Number 8, amp up your portfolio. Get a Slate Shot. AA offers the option to include a Slate Shot that plays when CDs look through potential candidates. It's simply a casual delivery looking at a camera and saying, Hi there, I'm Tommy Beardmore, 5'9", based in LA, and New York City local hire. Get a reel. Make sure you keep it relatively short and trim out unfavorable elements. We talk about editing your reel and how your self-tape can suffice in the course, so be sure to check that out for an in-depth analysis of what you need to get you in the room and what you're using that's keeping you out. Make sure your 2 to 4 headshots reflect 3 versions of your type. Again, we go over this in the headshots section. It's really important that you check that out, as most actors lose years using the wrong headshot. While we're on the subject, if your resume is an industry standard, it's likely going to be tossed. Your whole portfolio, including how your resume is formatted, is a clear indication of the level of your professionalism. I outline how to correctly format, label, and list items in your resume so the casting director can easily download your experience in the few seconds their eyes are on it. Number 9, this is important. Tasha and I just cast a film in St. Louis, and about half that crew and cast were hired because we knew who they were from a former project. Again, this is really important to remember. When you book, your silent goal should be to do your job well enough that someone hires you for something else, without trying, of course. This may be a week later or a decade. Connect with them as a person, not as an actor. Foster those relationships. Meet up for coffee. If you have an extra ticket to a show, bring them. You're running a business, and as any good salesperson, you're keeping your potential clients close. And number 10, be casual about how you pitch yourself. If you see someone casting something or perhaps a director with a script, simply ask, if there's anything in my wheelhouse, let me know. No one wants to be begged, and desperation is a big red flag. You know that already. Be casual. Offer to tape, but only if it's appropriate. Upon meeting someone, you should absolutely never immediately bring up what they can do for you. Make sure you have a connection with them and that your dialogue isn't pushy. And there you have it. Remember, you do not need connections when starting out. Those are made every day you carry out your plan of action. And also remember, when you do get in the room, you beat out a ton of people to get in there. Even auditioning is a huge win. It means your abilities are good enough for people to consider you amongst a small group. Celebrate it and move on to the next one. And keep in mind, everybody is in line at the main entrance, so look for the side door. Happy hustling.